Maria and welcome to SG Global News. From a Catholic priest shot dead in Kenya after a clergyman was killed in a separate incident to a new tourism route in Peru titled Paths of Pope Leo XIV, we have many stories to cover. A Catholic priest has been shot dead in Kenya just days after another clergyman was killed in a separate incident. Father Aloysius Cheriut Bet was fatally attacked on his way to a church service in the Tot area of Eligio Marakwet. His death has sparked national outrage, with many mourning the loss of a compassionate and devoted servant of the church.
A Catholic priest was shot dead in Kenya on Thursday, May 22nd, just days after the murder of Father John Mainandegwa in Nakuru County, Kenya. Father Aloysius Cheriot Bet was on his way to a church service in the Tot area when he was accosted and fatally shot by unknown assailants. The National Police Service confirmed his death in a press statement issued on Thursday. According to police, the incident occurred in Mukoro location in Kabertile village. 6 suspects have been arrested in connection with the killing. Authorities have ruled out links to cattle rustling or banditry. In their statement, police condemned the act and extended their condolences to Father Bet's family and the parishioners of St. Matthias Mulumba Tot Parish, where he served. Father Bet, ordained 4 years ago in the Catholic Diocese of Eldoret, was widely known for his jovial nature and warm demeanor. In January, during an interdenominational prayer service in Kerio Valley, he spoke about the ongoing disarmament crisis in the region. The real disarmament is done by the preachers and the pastors and the clergy, because these are the people who will disarm the heart and the mind, he said, addressing an audience that included Kenyan President William Ruto. Father Bet was also known for his charitable efforts. He recently launched a fundraiser to support a financially struggling graduating student in Elgeyo Marakwet. Auxiliary Bishop of Eldoret, John Kiplimo Arablele, mourned Father Bet's death, stating that the tragedy had robbed the diocese of a devoted servant of God, a compassionate soul, and a pillar of hope to many. Many citizens have expressed sorrow over the loss of a priest whose ministry was guided by the love of Christ and have called for the swift delivery of justice.
On Wednesday, May 21st, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth led a Christian prayer service at the Pentagon, believed to be the first of its kind conducted by a sitting defense secretary. He stated that the service will now be held on a monthly basis. Hegseth has consistently emphasized his Christian faith in his role, often highlighting it in congressional hearings, public speeches, and media interviews.
U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth led a Christian prayer service at Pentagon on Wednesday, May 21st, marking what seems to be the first time a Pentagon chief has done so. He announced that the service would become a monthly event. Hegseth has made his Christian faith a consistent theme in his role at the Pentagon, frequently referencing it in congressional testimony, public appearances, and television interviews. The event, Secretary of Defense Christian Prayer and Worship Service, was broadcasted on the Pentagon's internal television network. Following the event, Hegseth stated, quote, "This is something we plan to do on a monthly basis, on a voluntary basis, here in the auditorium. I hope you let those you work with know about it. We are grateful that you joined us here," end quote. Hegseth's pastor, Brooks Pottinger, also spoke and prayed for President Donald Trump during the event. The U.S. military is predominantly Christian, but it has many troops of other faiths as well as those who are not religious. Non-denominational prayer services are routine at military events.
Pope Leo XIV has approved the promulgation of several decrees recognizing 3 servants of God: Colombian sister Agnes Arango Velasquez, Indian Bishop Matthew Markle, and Spanish Bishop Alessandro Labaca Ugarte. Among them, 2 gave their lives in martyrdom, suffering a violent death in Ecuadorian rainforest while standing up for the rights of indigenous peoples.
Pope Leo XIV approved the promulgation of various decrees of 3 servants of God on May 22nd during an audience with Cardinal Marcello Semeraro, prefect of the dicastery for the causes of saints. Of the 3 venerables, 2 of them offered their lives to martyrdom for the faith, a violent death in the Ecuadorian rainforest while defending the rights of indigenous people. Bishop Alessandro Labaca Ugarte, born in northern Spain, in 1902, felt a strong calling to missionary work from a young age. After joining the Capuchin order in 1934 and taking the religious name Brother Manuel, he was ordained in 1945. His superiors later assigned him to serve in China. However, he was expelled by the Maoist regime nearly a decade later. He redirected his missionary efforts to Ecuador. In 1984, he was consecrated as a bishop and continued his work among indigenous communities, including initiating contact with the Tagari people. At this point in his mission, defending the rights of the Tagari became a central focus, a priority, during which time he crossed paths with Sister Ines. Sister Ines Arango Velasquez was 40 when she joined the first Capuchin Tertiary Sisters of the Holy Family Missionary Expedition to Aguarico, Ecuador in 1977. She dedicated herself to ministering to the Haurani people, working closely with Brother Manuel. Over time, she became increasingly aware of the grave threats facing the Tagari, who were being pressured by oil and logging interest. In response, Bishop Manuel took steps to prevent violent conflict by engaging directly in dialogue with the indigenous groups at risk. Accompanied by Sister Ines, he undertook the mission despite knowing the dangers of engaging with a tribe known for its hostility towards outsiders. On the morning of July 21, 1984, the two were flown down by helicopter to a pre-arranged meeting location. When a helicopter returned the following day to retrieve them, it instead discovered their bodies fatally wounded by spears and arrows. According to a letter written by Sister Ines before the incident, this was an act of conscious offer of their lives for the fidelity to their mission. The third venerable is an Indian, Bishop Matthew Markle, the founder of the Sisters of the Visitation of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Born in 1851 in the Indian state of Kerala, he became priest in 1865 and was appointed Vicar General of Kottayam in 1889. In 1892, he founded a religious congregation whose primary mission was the education of girls. He actively supported catechetical formation, expanded access to education, encouraged the formation of religious groups and associations, and worked to combat widespread poverty affecting much of the society at that time. With his calm and conciliatory manner, he worked tirelessly to bring peace between Northerners who considered themselves the descendants of the community founded by Saint Thomas the Apostle, and Southerners who saw themselves as the successors of Mesopotamian migrants. His efforts culminated into a proposal submitted to the Holy See in 1911 to divide the Vicariate of Changanasheri into two distinct vicariates. Pope Pius X accepted the proposal and created a Vicariate of Kottayam for Southerners, entrusting the leadership to Bishop Markle. He passed away in January 1914 following a brief illness. These three venerables are peacemakers who worked tirelessly to spread the word of Lord.
Pope Leo XIV has appointed Sister Tiziana Merletti as the Secretary of the Dicastery for Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Apostolic Life. She previously held the role of Superior General of the Franciscan Sisters of the Poor. This appointment marks Pope Leo XIV's first senior level nomination within the Roman Curia.
Pope Leo XIV has appointed Sister Tiziana Merletti as Secretary of the Dicastery for Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Apostolic Life. She previously served as Superior General of the Franciscan Sisters of the Poor. This marks Pope Leo XIV's first high-level appointment within the Roman Curia. Sister Merletti will report directly to Sister Simona Brambilla, the Prefect of the Dicastery and the first woman to hold such a position in the Vatican. Sister Brambilla was appointed to the post in January 2025 by Pope Francis. The 65-year-old Sister Merletti professed her first religious vows for the Franciscan Sisters of the Poor in 1986. She earned a doctorate in canon law from the Pontifical Lateran University in Rome and currently serves in the Faculty of Canon Law at the Pontifical University Antonianum. She also collaborates as a canon lawyer with the International Union of Superiors General. Sister Merletti becomes only the third woman to serve as Secretary of a Dicastery in the Roman Curia, following Sister Alessandra Smerelli at the Dicastery for Promoting Integral Human Development and Sister Simona Brambilla, her immediate predecessor in the current role.
Peruvian President and Minister of Foreign Trade and Tourism has officially unveiled a new tourism route in the country. Titled Paths of Pope Leo XIV, the route aims to showcase the location where the Holy Father, previously Bishop Robert Prevost, carried out his impactful pastoral work in the Andean region.
Peruvian President Dina Boluarte, alongside Minister of Foreign Trade and Tourism Desilu Leon, has officially introduced a new tourism initiative, the Paths of Pope Leo XIV. This special route highlights the key locations where the Holy Father, formerly Bishop Robert Prevost, carried out his impactful pastoral ministry in Peru. Spanning 4 regions, Lambac, Piura, La Libertad, and Callao, the route traces the spiritual journey of Pope Leo XIV, the first Pope from United States. Minister Leon noted, quote, "The Paths of Pope Leo XIV route will begin in Lambac, as he once served as a bishop of the Diocese of Chiclayo. However, it also extends to other regions where he left a significant pastoral mark," end quote. The featured destinations include in Chiclayo, St. Mary's Cathedral, the Shrine of Our Lady of Peace, St. Peter of Monsi Parish, also known for its image of Jesus of Nazareth's captive. St. Magdalene Parish in Eaton City houses to the image of Divine Child of Miracle and the Cross of Montauk. In Piura, the Diocese of Chulucanas and the Augustinian Seminary. In La Libertad, the Augustinian Convent of St. Thomas of Villanova and Our Lady of Montserrat Parish. In Callao, the diocese where the Holy Father offered his final blessings before his call to the Vatican. Beyond religious landmarks, the route also features cultural attractions such as museums, coastal areas, and native reserves. The presentation concluded with a short promotional video celebrating the route's significance and the enduring spiritual legacy of Pope Leo XIV.
That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.